Okay, real quick, are you a creative business owner who is struggling to hit their next 6 figures? We know there's so many of you out there that get caught up in the creative side and feel like they are failing in the business side. The success of business centers around what you sell, who you're selling it to, and how you sell it. And if you are struggling in any of those 3 areas, struggling in getting your creative business off the ground, or maybe it's off the ground, it's just not moving as quickly as you would like it to grow, then the Creativ Rise Mastermind is for you. It's our 6-week signature program that helps creatives boost to 6 figures and beyond in a fast way surrounded by community. So if that is something that you are at all interested in, we want you to apply before Sunday night. It starts February 12th, but we are taking applications until Sunday at midnight. Probably like a 10-minute application, no commitment necessary. All you got to do apply is go to creativrise.com to get your application in. We'd love to see your name come through and see if this would be the right fit for you. All right, let's get started into the episode.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Creativ Rise Podcast. It is good to be back. It has been a crazy couple of weeks over here at the Creativ Rise house.
Station,
place, earth, world.
Center.
There's been a lot going on. We just busted out the 6-figure pricing decoded free training, which was epic. So fun. People from all over Canada, States, Australia, a couple people in Central America, and then we had a bunch of people from the UK, which is cool. Oh. We had a higher amount of UK people on than we normally do, which is super cool. Yeah. So super cool to see the podcast is growing over there and that people are loving to get on in and learn about how they can break the struggle in their own creative business. Today's episode is going to help you do that as well. Here is what I want you to think about, guys. We are getting into, the first part of the year here in 2023, and there's a lot of people who are off to a great start. There's also probably even more people that are like, I thought I was going to have a great start. It's not feeling as great as I thought it was going to be. And the reason why I think is probably multifaceted, but we want to talk today about one reason why you might not be where you want to be, whether it's just in the first month of this year or if it's just in your creative business at all, and what Christy and I think about when it comes to helping people through the mastermind or whatever we're doing, and even our own businesses when it comes to us making sure that we're realigning to where we want to be and how we're going to make that happen. So here's the deal. I want you to think about this. Have you ever been lost in a mall, right? You're walking around the mall. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where that shop is. And then you find the mall sign that shows you all the things on the map, right? The mall map sign. And you're like, thank goodness we found the sign. So then you're looking for the store on the map that you're trying to go to. You find the store, and then you go, wait a second, how do we get there? I'm still just as confused, right? Have you ever been in one of those scenarios? I know I have been in those scenarios multiple times. What is the most important thing on the mall map? What is it?
Where the See's candy is.
Where the See's candy. Christy loves See's candy. It's not where you're trying to go. That's not the most important place on a map. The most important place on a map, on the mall map, is where you currently are. If you do not know how to locate where you are in the mall, you'll never be able to get unlost. Right? You'll never be able to actually find your way to the store that you're trying to go to. So the same thing applies in your creative business, guys. So many people know where they want to go. They know where they want to be at the end of 2023. Christy and I know where we want to be in our own individual businesses at the end of 2023. But unless we can calibrate ourselves and look at the map and go, here's where we are now, unless we can do that, we're not going to be able to figure out an accessible route to get to where we want to go. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. So it's super, super important that we think about that when we're thinking about our businesses this year. And if you are a little bit discouraged with how your business has started this year, or if you were a COVID business and you're a little bit discouraged about your business and where it's currently at right now, because you started in COVID and it hasn't gotten off the ground the way you thought, I want you to think about that. Think about where you are going and then think about where you are now. Now, there's a second thing that you really want to think about, okay? Your current results are the outcome of the systems you have. This is super important. So every system is perfectly designed to get the results that it gets. Every system is designed to get the results that it gets. Therefore, if you flip that, all the results you will ever get are an outcome of the systems you design. So if you're sitting in your business and you're going, man, this year I'm just not getting the results I wanted, or I got the results I wanted last year, but I'm trying to figure out how I actually grow things and I'm really unsure. I can't see this growing much bigger than it currently is. I'm at 60 grand and I overworked myself like crazy. How the heck am I ever going to make more money than that? But I want to make more money.
Yeah. Or you might be thinking like, why isn't my business working? Like it's not working and giving me the results I want. it's because of the system of your business, right? It's not that your business isn't working. Your business is working perfectly to how you set it up to get the results that it's built to get.
Yeah.
So the
That's
question
like
is
such a powerful statement. Like
Yeah.
if you actually think about that and you hear me say this and you actually think about it, like put it in your brain and mull over it. Your results are perfect design of the systems you've set up, right? Everything you create, everything you get, all the outcomes are a perfect design of the systems you've built. So if you want different results, you got to change your systems.
Yeah, if
right?
you're not getting the inquiries you want, you're not getting the clients, the type of client that you want, you're not getting those things. It's not because it's not happening for you in the algorithm or whatever. It's because the system that you've designed is giving that output. So you need to change your system.
Yeah, like if you're not getting the pricing that you want, if your prices are not where you want them to be, well, you've got to change the system behind your pricing. You got to change how you onboard clients. You got to change what your offer is. You got to change your client success. You got to change the customer service behind it, right? Change the system and the result will change. So such a cool quote.
Yeah,
right? Such a cool quote.
There's such a radical sense of self-responsibility that comes with
100%.
that, which a lot of people are afraid of, but it actually leads to so much power and so much control over what happens in your business when you realize, no, the business system I have designed is actually giving me the perfect output for what it's designed to do.
Yeah.
But there's hope in that. But the creative community will often tell you, no, if things aren't working, just focus more on your craft. Focus more on the creative side. Focus more on the artistic side, and then your time will come. Well, Joey and I have seen 1,000,001 hyper creative people, some of the best creativity, have completely honed their craft, and they're dead broke, right? Their businesses don't work no matter how good they get at operating the camera or designing the logo or whatever it is. They're going to be stuck in the same spot because their system is not designed to give the output that they want, right? And so many creatives live in this, and they live with everyone telling them it's all about the creative side, and they completely forego the business side. And it's so sad for us to see, and it's why we honestly exist, because we know that bad business strategy is often a result of drift. It's not actually by intention.
Yeah.
So
no one sets out and goes, I want to start a business. I can't wait. The world is ending. COVID's happened. I'm going to start a business, but I cannot wait for it just to suck.
I can't wait for this thing to tank.
Nobody starts out going, I want my business to suck, therefore I'm going to make bad business strategy. No one does that. You drift into it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about drifting. Drifting is often completely unintentional, but what's the truth about drifting? You never drift to somewhere good, right?
No,
You've never met a man or a woman who is very physically healthy, very physically fit, and you say, man, how are you in such great shape? They say, I just drifted here over the past 15 years. No, they've got a strict system and routines they follow that have gotten them a predictable outcome. Because again, remember, your results are a direct reflection of the systems you've set up, right? So super cool.
Oh, yeah. And same goes with your finances. Same goes with your community.
Yeah,
same thing goes with every aspect of your business, is that if you've kind of been going, and I watch this all the time, and both Joey and I have been guilty of this. We watch creatives sit there and go why am I not getting any inquiries? But they have no marketing system. And they're just like, why is this happening to me? And we're like, oh my gosh, you have to take ownership and responsibility over no longer drifting, no longer being in neutral. So you need to ask yourself, if drift is going to take me somewhere I don't want to go, how do I re-engage? How do I get myself out of neutral and back into drive? Honestly, how do I get back into drive? And if your ship has been going along and it's sinking and you're like, oh no, what am I going to do? Or maybe your ship is you know what? It's heading where I've been pointing it to go, but it's more like a tugboat. It's really slow. It's not doing what I want to. I want it to be like a speedboat. Or if it's hey, I'm still in the drawing room of building my ship, right? I have not even got the ship in the water. I haven't even started my business. And I want to have that solid business system. I want to have this system that's going to help me go fast to where I want to go in a really proper way and have a solid foundation. Then you're a smart person. You're someone who's going to go, I'm going to listen and I'm going to respond with taking action instead of drifting. And you guys, this is honestly why Creativ Rise exists. We literally
100%.
exist to help people with the business side of their businesses, because that is what takes them to the financial future they want. That's what takes them to not getting burnt out and not having to struggle from paycheck to paycheck and taking all these odd jobs that they don't want to do.
That's what gives you the creative freedom you want too. If you want more creative freedom in your career, you don't get choice. You don't get creative freedom, which is just choice. You don't get that
Mm-hmm.
choice until you're making money and you can start saying no to things, right?
Yeah.
So it's super, super important that you understand that if you want that, if you want more creative freedom, it doesn't mean hone in your creative craft more. It means hone in how to make money off your craft, how to
Yeah.
really operate a business, and that creative freedom will then come, right?
Totally.
Which is the opposite of what most creatives, most artists think.
Yeah. And so that is like our mission, is to like help people do that, help people live in a better way, getting to succeed at doing what they love. And that's honestly why we designed stuff like the Creativ Rise Mastermind, places for people to come in and realize what they want out of their business and create a structure to support that. That's what we are all about. That's why we're like, we have like a goal this year of like, we want to help as many creatives become 6-figure business owners. And this Creativ Rise Mastermind round 9 is going to hold a lot of those people that we are going to help move towards that goal, whether it's their first 6 figures, whether it's their second 6 figures, whether it's multi 6 figures. We want to help people grow and do what they love successfully. And we know so many of you guys are wanting to do that and you feel scared, right? A lot of people are really nervous about growth. They're nervous like, oh, well, if I do it, what will happen? Does this actually work for somebody like me? We can just tell you from coaching over 208 creatives through the mastermind that it does work for such a diverse group of people. We have people who are just starting their business. We have people who have been in business for years. We have had people that are in the wedding industry, people that are in the brand space, people that are graphic designers, like all over the creative industry. We have people come through the mastermind and it works because it's not about the creative, it's about the business side.
Totally. And the best part of the mastermind is like the effort and sacrifice side of it is so cool if you phrase it this way. Like I always say to people, if I could tell you that I could give you the learnings, the stuff you're going to learn, the experience you're going to get in the next 6 years, in 6 months, would you take it? They're like, oh yeah, totally. And I'm like, well, that's exactly why we've designed the mastermind like that. What took me 5 years to make my first 6 figures when I started at 14 years old and made it when I was 19, I wasted so much time in there where I could have surrounded myself by people and sacrificed like a little bit of time to really learn what I needed to learn. And it would have saved me years and made me a lot more money in the process, right?
Totally.
So the effort and sacrifice side of it's so cool because it shortcuts everything. And, it really decreases the time gap between where you are and where you want to be, which is exactly what you should be trying to achieve in 2023. How do I go from here to there as quickly as possible and then restart that loop? Then how do I go from where I am now to where I want to be next, right?
Yeah.
So it's looking for opportunities to put yourself in proximity to people that have, one, done it, and two, that are also going there. One of the coolest things you could possibly do as a creative is ditch the communal, super competitive, dog eat dog world. No one talks about stuff. No one shares what's working, what's not working. Ditch all that. Get involved, get in proximity with people who are like, hey, here's where I'm going. Are you going there too? I'm so excited about it. I'm going to share everything I'm doing with you. You can share everything you're doing with me, and we can just massively speed up the rate at which we are moving in that direction because we're learning from everybody, right?
Right.
So epic.
Yeah, it's such an amazing community. And the reason we have it be application is that we want to vet everybody that comes into this community so that it's the most like intense, great experience in these 6 weeks. We've designed this for people who are business owners, people that got busy lives. So we make it so effective in the time that you have to commit during the 6 weeks. I'll just roll through a couple little details for you. If you're like, man, I'm really interested, I really want to know more, we'll tell you right now a lot of the information because, again, information is what makes great decisions.
Yeah.
Every Thursday for the 6 weeks, we have a group call at 4:30 p.m. PST. That is like, be on there. It is high energy. We're going to teach what we were talking about that week because we go over these 6 foundational business pillars throughout the 6 weeks. So every week is a new topic that's like so spot on. So every Thursday, we get the whole group together. We do a group community call with Q&A at the end. It's like our favorite part of the week, and it's everyone's favorite part of the week.
Implementation focused, right? It's going, how do we take what you've learned and make sure you apply it? Because if you can't apply it, you're not going to grow your business. And that's the problem with most people is they spend all day on YouTube. They spend all day on whatever, even on podcasts, and they're learning stuff, but they do not have the crucial people and the crucial conversations around them in order to help them implement and make it applicable to themselves. Therefore, they never do anything with it.
Yeah.
That is what those calls are for.
Totally.
Right? Super cool.
So that's like hour to potentially 3 hours, but really like the first hour is like you got to be there. And then every Monday we release educational modules that we jam pack with information in a short amount of time. It's not hours and hours every week. It's like jam packed modules that you can go through at any point to then go and implement for that week. So we make those super strategic, and then you have a pod group, so an accountability group with 2 other businesses that you will meet with weekly to hold each other accountable to the things that you're going to set to implement. That's huge. Even that in itself is just so valuable. Having that
100%.
accountability in the creative community while you're trying to build your own thing, to have other people cheering you on, answering your questions, and helping you actually take steps of action is huge. So those are we have a ton more stuff. We send you a journal. We do a pod strategy call with you guys in your own group. We do a ton of stuff. There's a lot more information. If you want all the details and like what exactly the breakdown of each week of learning is, you can go to creativrise.com and see all of that. But you might be going like, man, this sounds amazing. Or like, I even was on the wait list and I missed my chance at the wait list. And now I'm like, oh man, should I still hop in? And you have that like nervous feeling, but you go, but the price, but the financial investment. And the reason we charge for this, you guys, is that people actually commit when they put their skin in the game, right?
Yeah.
When they actually go, I'm going to put money on the table. I'm going to bet on myself that this is going to work. It changes something in people's mindsets. And so you might be thinking, man, the investment sounds scary. I've never invested in myself before. I've never invested this much in myself before. And I just want to ask you, like, everyone's in a different financial position. So if you're not in the financial position, that's okay. But ask yourself this: am I in the financial position to not do this? Am I in the financial position where I can afford to stay where I'm at financially for the next 6 months? If in 6 months you're making the exact same amount you are today, are you going to be okay with that? Because if you're okay with that, then yeah, don't grow your business, right? Don't spend money to invest in yourself and grow your business. But if you're in a spot where you're like, I can't afford to not do this, right? Like I can't afford to keep my income at the same level, then talk to us, because we would love to chat with you about what that would look like for your business and the growth that you could get. Like, I have so many testimonials. I could literally go on for like days and days talking about testimonials from people. But we had a girl, Nicole, she's incredible. She came into the mastermind and started a completely new offer to her business. She already had a successful wedding business. She started something on the side. She made $40,000 in 6 weeks on this new offer. And she's like, I wouldn't have made that if I wasn't in the mastermind.
If I wasn't pushed.
If I wasn't
it was like
pushed.
The accountability.
Yeah, the accountability and all that kind of stuff. And we've had people like Brian Kershani. He literally says, through the guidance and support of Joey and Christy and the Creativ Rise family in the mastermind, I am now on track to not only break my first 6-figure year, but also reaching a multi-6-figure
How crazy
year.
is that?
It's
That's crazy.
insane.
And he's killing it. And he's done it. It's been amazing. Yeah.
And the stories of that are literally endless. So if you're like, you know what, I'm nervous about spending the money, but I also know that this could work. This could work for developing my systems. This could work for the support that I need. This could work for what I actually want to do. Finally quit that job, whatever it is. I would just say apply. Like literally just give yourself the chance to see if this is even right for you. And who knows? Maybe it is, and maybe you're on the track for the next best 6 weeks of your life for then your business to completely take off.
Yeah, totally, guys. Just like we said earlier in the podcast, like your output, the results you get are a direct correlation to the systems you've built. And so if you want better results this year, you guys have got to change your systems, but most people don't know how to change their systems. So we want to help you change your systems in 2023 because we want you to get different results, right? That is exactly why Creativ Rise exists. So we hope this episode was helpful for you. Those 2 shifts. I'm just going to read those 2 shifts again, just so you can be very clear on it. It is when you're thinking about where you're trying to go, it's not just the destination that's important, but where you currently are is so crucial. If you cannot figure out where you currently are, finding an accessible road to get you to where you want to go is not possible. So when you're thinking about 2023, do not just think about where you want to go. Think about where you are right now and ask yourself the question, is the path that I'm currently on with the systems I'm currently operating off going to get me there to my goal or not? You got to ask yourself that very honestly. That's the first thing. The second thing that I really want you to stick in your head is every system is designed to get the results that it is made for.
Oh, so good.
Every system is designed to get the results that it was made for. Therefore, if you want different results, you have to change your systems. And that goes for your business. It is so important. Your business, you want different results, change your business systems, right? Because your business is only getting the results that it has the systems that it, are running and operating. So different results come from different systems. Make sure you do that. If you want to change your result in 2023, make sure you get help changing your systems. And don't just change them and then think about changing them and think about changing them. Learn about changing them. Like, you actually got to get the stuff to change them and then have somebody help you change it.
Yeah.
Have the accountability from people saying, hey, have you changed that yet? Did you implement that? So I really, really hope you guys focus in on that if you want to make 2023 the best year yet. Yeah, so important.
Yeah, so cool. Well, you guys, thanks for listening. Again, if you want to apply, all you have to do is go to creativrise.com. There's apply buttons on there for you. And
shoot us a DM on Instagram if you have any questions, because we've only got till Sunday night to take any applications. So make sure you ask us any questions. You owe it to yourself to ask a question.
Totally.
Asking questions gets good answers. Good answers give you good clarity. Good clarity gives you good information. Good information helps you make a good decision. So you want to make sure you ask questions if you have any questions, because you do not want to miss out and wish 6 months from now, I can't believe I'm still in the same spot. My income's still in the same spot. How come I did not do something like that, right?
Let's make 2023 the year of good decisions, everybody.
Let's do it.
So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Catch you next week, guys.